Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 24,030, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know it and I know it, make sure you ring that bell. So it is Wolf Day, so nothing special here. We did not make an attempt on the wolf because we didn't beat the dragon. We did make an attempt here at Portal, and 16 quadrillion, just not enough damage. I think that's more than last time, but still not enough. Alright, so Total War has been swept. The Archer store has been purchased, and I clicked the wrong thing. Let's hit this up. You know I always need astrology. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. So there we go. And of course, it's time to purchase some heroes. So, all that said, how have things been going for you? I do hope everything is going well for you. Obviously, we're just grinding out Marian's artifacts. Oh, there, speak of the devil. And, I hope you have heeded my advice and that your artifacts will turn out better than mine. I do get some interesting questions in the comments about, I don't think your artifacts actually grow the way you say they do. And so I gave an example, but I'll give you another example as well. If you double the level of both artifacts, you've increased them by a factor of 2. Now this is why they are cubic. Because theoretically, increasing them by 2, you have also doubled. Wow, we're getting Thor, Julian, we're getting all kind of stuff. Daniel. This is why you have to make sure you check this every day. You never know. Especially when you're just starting out, because these are some good deals. So you double the crit damage, you double the percent for the attack, and you double the percent bonus on the special attack. Right? So 2 times 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2 times 2? That's 8. Now, you won't get 8 because you're going to have some base stats. We kind of talked about that. Like, if I unequip Marian, she has a base amount of attack. She's going to have a base amount of crit damage, etc. So doubling her artifacts won't quite double her, it's not like it's 3,600, I'm going to expect to say, oh, we have 430 crit damage. No, well, I guess it'd be more like 3,700. No, not quite. We're not going to have that. And it won't exactly be, 164, or actually 165,000 attack. It's not going to be perfectly those numbers, but it's going to be close enough. And especially since this and this are for sure going to be double. Those two increase linearly, they are definitely double. So we at least got a factor of 4 right there. It's the crit damage that you have to kind of be like, well, but even still, like this 4 and this 4, it's not going to be quite double because, okay, let's just unequip things. I can't. Wait, how did I do that? Alright, well, that's weird. Okay, let me actually, we're gonna just make a little bit of space here just so I can show you her base stats and how this works. Now, we don't have to unequip the orb because the orb doesn't give any stats that we can see, much to my dismay. As much as I'd like it to really do that, but it doesn't. And defense, okay. So now we have a 1482, and we unequip this. And she has 4 million base attack. And when we equip this, she goes from 4 million to 82 million, so plus 78 million attack. So if we double this, in this scenario, it's not going to take us right to roughly 165 million. We should unequip this again. It's 4.2. And she's at 4.2 million versus 82.58 million. Okay. So it's going to add 78.3 million. It's not going to actually double her attack. But adding that to that, that's 150 something. 155.9, almost 156 million. Again, not quite double, This is actually double because this is just a multiplier in front. So this is actually double, and this is almost double. So we'll do this. We'll do it. I'll do it again. I've done this before, and I'm doing it again. If I can get my calculator to come up. I don't know why I can't find the calculator. I swear. Oh, there it is. Why wasn't it coming up with a search? I don't know. So we have two for the orb, and then we have this, which we're gonna peg this at 156 divided by 82.58. We'll just do it like that. Round it up. That's almost 1.9. So 2 times 1.9, which is 3.8. And then there's a crit damage. Crit damage is a little bit more complicated. We actually have more base crit damage, it's like 40k-ish. Again, we can just unequip. We now have 50. We'll round up to 50k. Let's equip things again. So we have 50k crit damage. So it's 166. So again, we have to do 376 divided by 216, because we're going to get about 160, and that's 1.74. So when you take it all together, it's 2 times 1.9 times 1.74, which is 6.6. So 6.6 isn't quite 8. 8 is actually the ceiling. If everything doubled, we would get 8. But doubling my artifacts would make Marian do 6.6 times as much damage, which is actually better than my previous calculation. My previous calculation, because I messed up the orb, came out around 5%. I really screwed up the orb. But this is 6.6. So yes, it's not exactly 8. But it's honestly, to me, it's and this is what I mean. This is why I could add... I would have to start making artifacts for Vincent. But rolling those artifacts, doing all that stuff, and again, he's not going to do as much damage as Marian doing 6 times as much damage, And that's kind of the dilemma. It is, I think, a little counterintuitive because of how multiplicative this is, that these artifacts grow faster than making a second set of artifacts. I know it didn't seem right to me either. But the math is there. And it is one of the, like I said, it is, to me, even somebody who generally understands math, it was counterintuitive. Same thing with me not realizing, the artifacts are cubic. I consider they're quadratic because somebody mentioned that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so, yeah, you got this times that. But I didn't consider it cubic because it's really crit damage times this times this. And again, like the whole thing is, when you take out the crit damage and you look at it just from a what number go up perspective, you can simplify the equation real quickly. If you have twice as much of this, twice as much of that, and twice as much of that in the artifact, you're going to do 2 times 2 times 2 more damage, which is, as we know, 8. That's a lot of math, and I don't want to turn this into a math lesson. You probably get enough of that at school. But, that's the long and the short. I just have gotten so many comments like, why don't you just re-roll your artifacts, make a new pair? They're going to grow faster. And it's just, unfortunately, with the way the game is designed, that's just not how the game works. For better or for worse. You could say that's a terrible game design. You could say that's a great game design. I am indifferent. Like, again, I've stated my opinion before. I feel like the artifact system itself should have been on the castle itself. And they should have worked for all the heroes, even if it's at a lesser amount. What I feel like the artifact kind of takes away from the game is the whole purpose of having a team of heroes. It's now just, well, your team is Marian. Your team is Vincent. Your team is Thor. Your team is this. So 82.71 million and 216,000.5 crit damage. So we're still kind of climbing that hill. We're actually going to get pretty close to 83 million here. Obviously, with my little rant there, we're not going to have time to work on Vincent, but we will have time to level up Vincent. Obviously, Vincent's going to get, tons of levels. And it kind of, this same math is the reason why you used to spread your levels out before. Leveling Vincent from 10,000 to 20,000 will roughly double Vincent's health, attack, and defense. Roughly. Not exactly, but roughly. The issue with that is that only doubles Vincent's damage, and it gets a lot more expensive to level. As you can see, Sophia was lucky to get 50 levels, and Vincent's getting 3 times as much levels, and he's already 10k. So, you know, it doesn't quite work that way. Did I get enough? No. And so the idea was you spread the levels around, because leveling one hero just got way more expensive. And artifacts kind of have thrown that all away. Now I'm going to check this. We're going to take a look here. 9:37. Now you can actually see that I'm not pausing the video or doing anything weird. You can see the timer there. All right. And I'm going to go with 17.951. Right on the money again. 17.951. So, that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.